Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, Assalamu alaikum. Your teacher is again here with a very interesting lecture that is related to the parts of speech. Children, do you remember that we have already done with this? And we have studied nouns in detail. And today in lecture 21, we are going to read about 3 more parts of speech in detail, that are pronouns, verbs, and adverbs. Our objectives are to enable the students to state the definition of pronouns, verbs, and verbs, to recognize and distinguish pronouns, verbs, and adverbs from each other, and to use pronouns, verbs, and adverbs correctly in sentence. Let's first see pronouns. What are pronouns? Pronouns take the place of nouns. A pronoun can refer to a person, place, thing, or an idea. Why do we need pronouns? Can you guess this? Why do we need pronouns? We need pronouns so that our writing is less repetitive and less boring. Let's see the personal pronouns first. Personal pronouns: I, you, we, he, she, it. These are all the personal pronouns. And why we call them personal pronouns? Because they stand for 3 persons. Either the person speaking, or the person spoken to, or the person spoken of. Children, the pronoun I and we, which denote the person or persons speaking. The person or persons speaking, they are denoted by I and we. They are said to be personal pronouns of the first person. And the pronoun you, which denotes the person or persons spoken to. See number 2 point. They are the person or persons spoken to, and it is said to be the personal pronoun of the second person. You is used both in the singular and in plural form. You must know this. Then the pronoun he, she, and they denotes the person or persons spoken of. They are said to be the personal pronouns of the third person. Although it denotes the thing spoken of, is also called as personal pronoun of the third person. Now children, since a personal pronoun is used instead of a noun, we have already seen the definition of a pronoun and also the personal pronoun, that they are used instead of a noun. It must be of the same gender, same number, and same person as the noun for which it stands for. I'll explain this point to you through an example. Like David is a kind boy. David is a boy. So David is a kind boy, and we have used which personal pronoun? He. He has lent his bicycle to Tom. So what we are going to say, that the same gender, number, and person should be used. Then see the next example, that is Sana. Sana is a girl name. Sana helps her mother in household work. She also does her lesson. So he and she are the personal pronouns, and what they are saying is that the personal noun that is used instead of a noun should be of the same gender, number, and person as the noun. Okay. Now, when a pronoun stands for a collective noun, you can see in the examples underneath, like fleet and jury, they are the collective nouns. So let's see this again. When a pronoun stands for a collective noun, it must be in the singular number. Singular number is denoted here in these examples by its, if the collective noun is viewed as a whole. So let's see the examples. The fleet will reach its destination in a week. After a few minutes, the jury gave its verdict. So the fleet is a collective noun. So the pronoun that we have used for this collective noun is singular number, like its. The fleet will reach its destination in a week, and same goes for jury. Because this collective noun fleet and jury is viewed as a whole, not in individual sense. Okay. Next is that when two or more singular nouns are joined by and, the pronoun used for them must be plural, like John and Tim. And is used here. John and Tim work hard. So which personal pronoun we have used? That is plural. They are praised by their teacher. They is a personal pronoun. Next point is that when two singular nouns are joined by and refer to the same person or thing, the pronoun used must of course be singular, like the secretary and treasurer. These both things are related to one person, to the same person, is negligent of his duty. So which personal pronoun we have used here? His. That is a singular personal pronoun. Next point about personal pronoun is that when two singular nouns joined by and are preceded by each or every, the pronoun must be singular. Like in this example, every soldier and every sailor was in his place. And next is that when two or more singular nouns are joined by or either, or neither or nor, the pronoun is generally singular. Sam or Tommy must lend his hand. There or is used, so we have used which personal pronoun? His over here. Good manners require that we should say you and I, not I and you. And you and he, not he and you. These were the few of the points about personal pronouns, and now we are going to read something more about demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns. They demonstrate or point out things like people, places, objects, or ideas. They point out the things. Like which words are the demonstrative pronouns? This, that, these, those. Like these are pointing. Demonstrative pronouns. Examples. This is easy. That was difficult. These are hilarious. Those will not last. But remember, children, that do not put a noun after the demonstrative pronoun. Like this, that, these, those. These are the demonstrative pronouns. But if you put a noun after them, for example, in the very first example, if you see this is easy, this is demonstrative pronoun here. But if you will put any noun after this work is easy. Work is a noun. So here if you put a noun after a demonstrative pronoun, then it will become an adjective. So here this is easy. In this example, this is demonstrative pronoun. So after demonstrative pronouns, do not put a noun. To remember demonstrative, think of a monster, monstra. See the spellings of demonstrative. Monster, pointing at you with my giant demonstrative teeth. I am going to eat this, then that, then these, then those. So these, this, that, these, those. These are the pointing words. These are pointing towards something. So these are the demonstrative pronouns. Now come to reflexive and emphatic pronouns. First we did with personal pronouns, then demonstrative pronouns, and now we are on reflective and emphatic pronouns. Reflexive and emphatic pronouns. Examples are himself, itself, yourself, yourselves, ourselves, themselves, myself, and herself. So it's very clear to you through these pronouns that they always end on self or selves. Reflexive and emphatic pronouns always end in self or selves, and reflexive pronouns reflect something, emphatic pronoun emphasize something. Emphatic pronouns emphasize or intensifies another noun or pronoun, like Alia made the cake herself. It's emphasizing that she has made the cake herself. I myself sold 50 tickets. So here herself and myself are emphasizing another noun. Herself is emphasizing Alia and myself is emphasizing I. Okay, now children, let's see reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns refer to the subject and reflect the action of the verb back to the subject. Like John wrote himself a note and Sue gave herself a haircut. So here himself and herself, they refer to the subject and reflect the action of the verb back to the subject. They are referring back to the nouns or the subjects. Then are the indefinite pronouns. To remember indefinite pronouns, you must keep this cloud in your mind. Indefinite means not definite, not clear, or something cloudy. Indefinite pronouns refer to the place, person, or a thing that is not specifically named. To remember indefinite pronouns, think of a cloudy day when things are not as clear. Just as the cloudy days, indefinite pronouns, here again the subjects are not clear. Indefinite pronouns, few of the examples are here: all, each, more, one, another, either, most, other, any, everybody, neither, several, anybody, everyone, nobody, some, anyone, everything, none, somebody, anything, few, no one, someone, both, many, nothing, and something. These are the indefinite, all are the indefinite pronouns. Okay, then is relative and interrogative pronouns. Relative pronouns, read the following pair of sentences just to understand what is a relative pronoun. I met Tom. Tom had just returned. And now let us combine these two sentences. I met Tom who had just returned. Here the word who is a relative pronoun because it refers to or relates carries us back to some noun going before. So I met Tom who had just returned. Who is a relative pronoun here. Then is interrogative pronoun, very clear to this word interrogative. Interrogative pronouns introduce a question. The word interrogative means to ask a question. So interrogative pronouns introduce a question. Relative and interrogative pronouns, they are all the same. The list of these two are the same except for just what and that. Now here is the list given to you. All are same, like which, who, whom, and whose. They all are same as far as relative and interrogative pronouns are concerned. Just there is a difference of that and what. Okay. Now come to the next part of speech, that is verbs. Verbs show action or state of being. Examples are go. Go shows an action, and is showing the state of being. An action verb can express physical actions such as writing, running, catching, blocking, or they can also express the mental activities like thinking. And here underneath you can see in the list examples like physical actions: write, block, catch. And mental activities include remember, prefer, and excel, etc. So, verb shows an action or state of being. An action can be the physical action, or they can also include the mental activities. Being verbs. I have already told you in your definition that they are the being verbs also. They express a state of being. These verbs do not refer to action of any sort. They simply tell what the subject is. Like Bert is the gardener's assistant. He seems afraid of swans. One swan looks angry. In fact, swans are hungry. So here these examples like is, seems, looks, and are. They are the being verbs because they are not referring to any kind of an action of any sort. They are simply telling what the subject is. The most common being verbs are forms of be itself, like am, is, are, was, were, be, being, and been. Other being verbs also include appear, become, feel, grow, look, seem, remain, smell, sound, stay, and taste. These are the being verbs. Now come to helping verbs. Helping verbs. Children, helping verb is a verb that helps the main verb. We have already studied about the main verb like jumping. Jumping is a main verb. So a helping verb is a verb that helps the main verb tell about an action or make a statement. Just going to explain it through an example. Helping verbs list is given to you here. Is, was, were, are, am, be, been, have, should, shall, has, could, will, had, would, do, did, may, does, might, can, being, and must. These are all the helping verbs. This is just a list. And what I was going to explain through an example about helping verbs, like see this example. The students are jumping rope now. Jumping is the action, the main verb. Are is a helping verb. In this sentence, the word are is the helping verb and present participle jumping is the main verb. Together they form a verb phrase. So helping verb plus the main verb, they form a verb phrase. And a verb phrase consists of one or more helping verbs followed by a main verb. So in this example, the students are jumping rope now. What is the verb phrase here? Are jumping. Means helping verb plus main verb. Okay, children, now we are also going to talk about adverbs. An adverb is a word which modifies the meaning of a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Like examples are quickly, very, quite, etc. See the kinds of adverbs. First of all, adverbs of time. Adverbs of time tell us when an action happened. They answer the question when did the action occur. For example, it's my lifestyle. I do this daily. Few of the examples of these adverbs that are used to express time, they are given here, like yesterday, tomorrow, today, now, earlier, last night, now, then, tonight, morning, next, and late. These are all the adverbs of time. Now, adverb of frequency. After adverb of time, adverb of frequency shows how often. Some of the adverbs of frequency are as follows, and you can see them in the list given to you. After adverb of frequency, there is adverb of place, and it shows you where. Some of the adverbs of place are also given you here in this list, like here, there, everywhere, up, in, out, etc. Now, adverb of purpose. Purpose, reason. Adverb of purpose is also called as adverb of reason, and there are the words that express the reason. And some of the adverb of reason or adverb of purpose are given you here, like therefore, hence, so that, in order to, etc. Then is adverb of degree. Adverb of degree shows how much or in what degree or to what extent. Examples, you can see them. She is considerably hungry for success. She is considerably hungry for success. The price of stocks has increased enormously. Like, to what degree? Enormously. And their performance was immensely brilliant. How much brilliant? Immensely brilliant. Or to what degree? Immensely. So few of the adverbs of degree are given here to you in the list, like awfully, barely, completely, enormously, extremely, greatly, infinitely, minutely, really, slightly, somewhat, and thoroughly. Then are adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner refer to the manner in which something is done. In other words, adverbs of manner describe how the action expressed by the verb is carried out. And few of the examples are quickly, energetically, hesitatingly, quietly, slowly, angrily, immediately, carefully, and eagerly. These are the adverbs of manner, and they tell you the manner in which something is done. Adverbs of negation and affirmation. The words are very clear to you. Negation, like in the second example here, I do not know him. This is the adverb of negation. And adverbs of affirmation are clear to you through first and third example. He certainly went. Affirmation. He certainly went, and surely you are mistaken. Note one thing, children, about these adverbs, that adverbs are made, many of the adverbs are made by adding ly onto the end of an adjective. Like their suffix is, mostly many of the adverbs have the suffix of ly. Like kind, the boy kindly carried the old lady's bag. Kind has been changed into kindly by adding ly suffix. Then strange is changed into strangely. It was strangely quiet in the village. And children, after reading these pronouns, verbs, and adverbs in detail, assignment number 21 is attached. Listen to the lecture very carefully one more time if it is required, and it will help you a lot in solving this assignment. Take care of yourselves, and thank you. Have a nice week ahead. Thank you, children.